Welcome back to ThriveWell Podcast. I'm your host, Jess Woodbeck, and today, my friends, is a special day. We're having a mini podcast with my very special, very talented, sweet 12-year-old daughter, Julianna Grace. Woodbeck, thank you for joining us here, honey.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So the reason I wanted to have this conversation is because I think you can offer a perspective that might be helpful to other kids and even parents. So let's start off with the fact you're 12, you attend a private school, and this is all new for you. This is your first year at this school.
Yeah, very new.
Yeah. What was it like going from a public school to a private school?
It was definitely a change, especially with uniforms. Like, I can't wear the clothes that I normally would want to, but I also think it kind of helps because you don't have to pick out your outfits in the morning.
Yeah, I love that part, right? Keeps
Yeah.
it simple, and it's all uniform. You don't have to compare clothes. That's kind of nice, too. And then you still get to wear your street clothes when we go out and are at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you transitioned from your last school to this school, you know, that wasn't easy. That was hard, right? You had to make all new friends. You had to learn a whole new way of organizing school stuff. What could you share with people that might help parents who are thinking about helping their kids do that transition too, or even kids that listen to this podcast?
Well, for sure, give it a bit of time because I know at the beginning I did not want to be there, but now I have some really nice friends. But for my old school, you would definitely want to get their numbers or at least say one final goodbye so they don't think you just disappeared.
Mm-hmm. And you have the best of both worlds, really, right? You still have your friends from your old school. You have new friends at your new school. So your friendship circle grew.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Because you tell me all the time, you have how many friends?
A lot.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. All right, let's talk about one thing that I think you and your brother do that is a little different is you attend personal development masterminds and big rooms that you sit in to learn new concepts and help with mindset and give you tools and resources that schools might not do. What has that journey been like for you?
For me, I think it's really cool, personally. I know a few people that probably wouldn't want to sit through and take notes on this stuff, but I really recommend it. It's really fun, and it gives me a perspective that a lot of people just don't have.
Yeah. And what is that when you say it gives you a perspective that other kids don't have? How does that help you deal with friendship situations, school situations, maybe things that feel a little stressful or overwhelming? How has it helped you in that regard?
Well, it helps me step back for a second and realize and analyze how the situation actually is versus how they're making it seem, which is really helpful in stressful situations, thinking, oh wait, this isn't just bad, they're just exaggerating it, or their energy's off, or stuff like that.
Yeah. And does that help you calm down?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah. Instead of, what do you think happens when kids might not have those tools and resources?
They freak out, think, oh my goodness, my life is over, they hate me, they're not going to want to be my friend, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Well, middle school is tough. It's a big time in kids' lives where so many things change. So I think it's really awesome that you've been as brave and courageous to step forward and do things like that. How does it help you at home with your siblings?
It helps me just realize, I need to take a breath and step away instead of getting mad. And also realize that this small little situation, even though it may seem big now, it's really not in the long run.
Yeah, I love that. That's an awesome perspective. We just taught adults that yesterday, actually, is this moment that feels so big and heavy and hot and scary. In 90 days, is it still big, hot, heavy, and scary?
Probably not even going to remember it, or just be able to laugh at it.
Yeah, so that expansion of that perspective really helps calm the current moment. Okay, that brought me to another thought. When you are talking about like stepping away and calming down. Is there anything that you feel you've learned from living inside a family that are entrepreneurs that has given you a different perspective and allowed you to kind of step away from mainstream thoughts and think more entrepreneurial?
Definitely. Like, instead of most people thinking like, oh, I'm going to step back and do something else, I step back, think about what happened, reflect on it, and then release whatever emotions I felt or try to forget it, like forgive and forget.
I love that. Forgive and forget. You guys write that one down. That's a pretty awesome one. Okay, so talk to me about being an entrepreneur, because you're quite the go-getter when it comes to things like that. What do you have going on in your world that would be, interesting to share with others and really give borrowed belief to kids your age that they can do it too?
Well, I babysit. I highly recommend, but it really does depend on who you babysit because some kids are more of a handful than others. I run a sugar shop, which is a small, like, almost bakery type of situation, and I really love baking, so it's not really like a job to me. And starting a few months ago, I'm a model, and I think that's really fun, and I just got reached out to by an agency, and this is a first for me, so hopefully it goes well.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. If it's meant to be, it will. You've done all the things you can to put your energy towards that, so that's cool. Okay, so you're 12.
Yep.
You're in 6th grade. And I want to share with people maybe what you do as a 6th grade girl to create some organization in your life to make sure your homework's handled, your schooling's handled, and you still have so much time to talk with your friends and hang out and do the things you love, like the things we just talked about.
Well, for me, I don't set up a schedule like most people recommend because I feel like that's like too tight and then I'm going to end up getting bored and not do it. So what I recommend is doing like 45 minutes to an hour of homework and then take a small break. Like just rewind, get yourself a snack, take a break, listen to music, whatever helps you relax, and then do more homework or assignments. And then you'll be done pretty quickly since you're not all burnt out trying to get it all done at once.
Mm-hmm. Because what would happen if you just like kept grinding through it and pushing through it? Would your work be better, or do you think it would not be as good?
It would be worse, and I'd probably get bored and not do all of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the truth.
Yeah. Well, and I think that matters, right? Because your mindset is everything, and if you're bored or frustrated, that's going to come out in your work. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, what have I not asked that you think would be super awesome or helpful for people to know?
I'm not quite sure.
Okay. Let's talk one last thing that I think is pretty awesome about the way you go about things is your faith. Just your blind faith and knowing that, you can show up and be brave and courageous, like playing a sport you've never played before or going to a new school that, you're terrified to make that transition. Talk about what that's been like for you and how you've gained confidence on the other side of doing scary things.
Well, for me, I believe everything happens for a reason, whether that be good or bad, and it might actually be better in the future than what it seems right now. Like, when I moved schools, a lot of my friends, didn't text me anymore, and I'm with these new random people, but now I've made some friends that I think I'm going to have for a while, and now my friends text me and we hang out again.
That's awesome. That's right. So you had faith that it would all work out, is what you're saying. How about trying a new sport or trying something new outside of a new school, like trying a new activity?
Well, I tried basketball for the first time this year, and I sucked at the beginning. But then I realized it's not really about the number of points you made or baskets or layups or 3 points. It's really just about how you contribute to the team. It could be you're a steady passer, you always get rebounds, you're great defense. It doesn't matter just about the score.
That's right. So there's always some good you can find in starting something new. Yeah, I love that. All right. Well, that is a wrap today with Julianna Woodbeck. We are so grateful you joined us, sweetheart.
Thank you.